Welcome to Daily News AI, your go-to source for the latest headlines and in-depth analysis from around the globe. From breaking news and political updates to tech innovations and cultural highlights, we've got you covered.
Stay informed and stay ahead with Daily News AI. We bring you unbiased, fact-checked news powered by advanced AI technology.
Join our community of informed viewers who rely on us for accurate and timely news. Friends, Americans, countrymen, lend me your ears. Today we delve into a tale of deception, a story that has become all too familiar in the realm of politics. We gather today not to praise Donald Trump, but to bury him under a mountain of his own lies. Lies that have been spun so intricately, they almost seem like a work of art. The former president was at it again, this time in Potterville, Michigan, claiming a massive crowd had assembled to hear him speak. He stood at the podium, painting a grandiose picture of unwavering support. He painted a picture of overwhelming support, a sea of adoring fans stretching as far as the eye could see. The imagery was powerful, designed to evoke a sense of invincibility and mass approval. Only one problem: it was all a load of, well, you know. The reality was starkly different, with empty seats and a sparse crowd that told a very different story. This wasn't just a case of wishful thinking or a slight exaggeration. It was a deliberate attempt to create an illusion, to fabricate a narrative that simply wasn't true. This was a full-blown fabrication, a blatant attempt to mislead the American people, a calculated move to manipulate public perception and maintain a facade of popularity. And folks, we can't let this stand. We must be vigilant, we must be discerning, and we must hold our leaders accountable for their words and actions. We need to call it out for what it is, a desperate attempt to cling to relevance, to rewrite reality in his favor. It's a tactic we've seen before, and one we must continue to challenge. But the truth, like a stubborn stain on a MAGA hat, just won't go away. No matter how much you try to cover it up, it remains a constant reminder of the reality that cannot be ignored. So buckle up, because we're about to take a deep dive into the swamp of Trump's fabrications. We'll sift through the muck, uncover the lies, and bring the truth to light. We'll expose the truth, compare it to his claims, and show you exactly why this matters. Because in a democracy, the truth is the foundation upon which we build our society. Because in an era of fake news and alternative facts, the truth is more important than ever. It's the beacon that guides us, the light that cuts through the darkness of deception. We live in a time where information is at our fingertips, yet misinformation spreads like wildfire. It's up to us to discern fact from fiction, to seek out the truth amidst the noise. Journalists play a crucial role in this battle for truth. Their relentless pursuit of facts, their dedication to uncovering the reality behind the rhetoric, is more vital than ever. And as citizens, we have a responsibility too, to stay informed, to question what we're told, and to engage in meaningful discussions about the issues that matter. History has shown us the power of truth. From the civil rights movement to the fall of the Berlin Wall, truth has been the catalyst for change, the force that has driven progress. As we move forward, let's remember the importance of truth in our democracy. Let's hold our leaders accountable, demand honesty, and strive for a society where truth prevails. Because in the end, the truth will always come to light. It may take time, it may face resistance, but it will emerge, shining brightly for all to see. So let's stand together, united in our pursuit of truth. Let's build a future where honesty and integrity are the cornerstones of our society. Together, we can make it happen. Let's start with the facts. Potterville, Michigan is a small town, like really small. We're talking about a population that could fit comfortably in a mid-sized Walmart. Now picture this. Trump, with his signature swagger, takes the stage and proclaims that he's looking out at the biggest crowd we've ever had, maybe ever. He goes on to describe a scene straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster, with people flooding the streets, desperate to catch a glimpse of their beloved leader. But here's the kicker. Potterville couldn't even fill a high school football stadium to capacity. The math simply doesn't add up. It's like claiming you sold out Madison Square Garden when you were actually performing in your grandma's basement. The audacity, the sheer gall of this man. It's almost impressive in a tragically comical kind of way. But let's be clear, this isn't a laughing matter. This is about integrity, about honesty, about the very foundation of our democracy. And frankly, we deserve better. Thankfully, some brave souls are fighting back against the tide of Trumpian deception. Enter WLNS Channel 6 News, the local news station that dared to show the world what Trump didn't want us to see, the truth. Their footage, captured during Trump's speech, tells a very different story than the one spun by the former president. Instead of a sea of humanity, the cameras revealed a sparse scattering of attendees. We're talking about a crowd that wouldn't even fill a high school gymnasium, let alone the massive throngs Trump described. It was like watching a band play to an empty bar, except the band was a washed-up politician desperately clinging to relevance. The contrast between Trump's words and the reality captured on camera was both stark and damning. It was a visual representation of the chasm between truth and fiction, between the world as Trump wants us to see it, and the world as it actually is. Section 4. A history of hyperbole, Trump's greatest hits of crowd inflation. Now, you might be tempted to dismiss this as a one-off, a momentary lapse in judgment from a man known for his creative interpretations of reality. But you'd be wrong. This isn't just a single instance of exaggeration or a fleeting moment of hyperbole, it's a recurring theme, a consistent pattern that has defined much of Trump's public persona and political career. This, my friends, is not an isolated incident, it's a hallmark of his approach to public speaking and media manipulation. From the very beginning of his political journey, Trump has shown a remarkable ability to inflate numbers and twist facts to fit his narrative. It's part of a pattern, a long and storied history of Trump inflating crowd sizes to suit his own narrative. Remember his inauguration, the event that was supposed to mark the beginning of a new era in American politics? Trump claimed it was the largest crowd ever to witness an inauguration period. Despite clear photographic evidence showing otherwise, he stuck to his story. You know, the one where he claimed to have drawn the largest crowd in history, despite photographic evidence to the contrary. The images were clear, the comparisons undeniable, yet the narrative from Trump and his team remained steadfast. They insisted on their version of reality, even when it was plainly contradicted by the facts. Or how about the time he boasted about attracting millions to his rallies, a claim that would require stadiums to magically expand their seating capacity? These venues, no matter how large, simply couldn't hold the numbers he was suggesting. Yet, the claims continued, unabated and unchallenged by his core supporters. A claim that would require stadiums to magically expand their seating capacity? The logistics alone would be impossible, but that didn't stop the narrative from spreading. It was all part of the show, the spectacle that Trump has always been so adept at creating. The man has a knack for exaggeration, a talent for turning molehills into mountains, for making the ordinary seem extraordinary. It's a skill that has served him well, both in business and in politics. A talent for turning molehills into mountains, for spinning straw into gold, or in this case, empty fields into overflowing crowds. It's a form of alchemy, a way of transforming perception to fit his desired image. For spinning straw into gold, or in this case, empty fields into overflowing crowds. It's a tactic that relies on repetition and confidence, on saying something often enough and with enough conviction that people start to believe it. Or in this case, empty fields into overflowing crowds. It's a tactic straight out of the dictator's playbook. Control the narrative, control the people. By presenting an image of overwhelming support, he seeks to create a sense of inevitability, a perception that his popularity is unassailable. It's a tactic straight out of the dictator's playbook. Control the narrative, control the people. By inflating crowd sizes and exaggerating support, he aims to project strength and dominance, to create an aura of invincibility. But we're not buying it. The evidence is clear, the facts are undeniable. Despite the bluster and bravado, the reality is often far less impressive than the image he tries to project. We see through the smoke and mirrors, the bluster and bravado. The truth has a way of coming to light, no matter how much one tries to obscure it. And in the end, it's the truth that matters most. Section 5. Remember the millions in New Jersey? A reality check. Let's take a trip down memory lane, shall we? New Jersey, a state known for its bustling cities, scenic shorelines, and diverse communities, has always been a microcosm of the American experience. From the industrial hubs of Newark to the serene beaches of Cape May, New Jersey has seen it all. Back in 2016, a fresh-faced Donald Trump, riding high on a wave of populist anger and xenophobia, held a rally in New Jersey. This was a time when political tensions were at an all-time high, and Trump's rhetoric was both polarizing and galvanizing. He regaled the crowd with tales of his own greatness, of the millions who had turned out to show their support. The atmosphere was electric, with supporters waving signs and chanting slogans, creating a spectacle that was both mesmerizing and surreal. "We have people outside right now, you have no idea," he declared, his voice dripping with self-importance. "Millions of people. Millions? Really?" The crowd roared in approval, feeding off his energy and charisma. "Let's break out the calculators, shall we? Numbers don't lie, and it's time to put this claim to the test." The venue in question had a maximum capacity of around 20,000 people. A respectable number, no doubt, but a far cry from the millions Trump claimed. Even if we were to assume that every single person in New Jersey had crammed themselves into that space, and trust me, they hadn't, we'd still be nowhere near millions. The logistics alone would be a nightmare, not to mention the fire codes and safety regulations. This wasn't just an exaggeration, it was a mathematical impossibility. The numbers simply didn't add up, no matter how you sliced it. It was like claiming you could fit the entire population of Texas into a phone booth. The absurdity of the statement was clear to anyone willing to look at the facts. The man's relationship with the truth is, shall we say, tenuous at best. Throughout his campaign, and indeed his presidency, Trump has been known for his hyperbolic statements and his loose grasp on reality. Political rallies have always been a stage for grandstanding and hyperbole, but Trump's claims took it to a new level. Comparing his crowd sizes to historical events, it's clear that while he did draw significant numbers, the millions he spoke of were more a figment of his imagination than a reflection of reality. Experts and analysts have repeatedly debunked these claims, using everything from aerial photography to statistical models. The consensus? Trump's numbers were vastly inflated. So why do these exaggerated claims persist? It's a combination of showmanship, media amplification, and a base that is eager to believe in the mythos of their chosen leader. In the end, it's a reminder of the power of narrative and the importance of critical thinking. As we reflect on these events, it's crucial to remember the real New Jersey, a state full of hardworking individuals, diverse communities, and a rich history that goes beyond political theatrics. The millions in New Jersey are not just numbers at a rally, but the everyday people who make the state what it is. In the end, the true measure of a place isn't in exaggerated numbers or grandiose claims, but in the lives of its residents and the stories they tell. New Jersey, with all its complexities and contradictions, remains a testament to the enduring spirit of its people. Well, that's a wrap for today's episode. We hope you enjoyed the journey as much as we did. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. And as always, stay curious and keep exploring. Until next time, take care and goodbye.
That's it for today's headlines. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to hit that like button and share it with your friends.
Follow us on social media for real-time updates and behind-the-scenes content. And don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so you never miss an important story. Thanks for watching Daily News AI. See you next time.